was asking question in Bhagavad Gita in the Kurukshetra war. And here Uddhava is asking questions because he understands that Krishna is about to leave the world and he wants all the teachings that he can get so that he can pass it on to all of us. And it is wonderfully recorded here in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Uddhava is asking, please tell me the perfections of how to worship Krishna, what are Krishna's different qualities and potencies. And Krishna says he already told this to Arjuna during the war. And so Krishna is telling, so among living entities, he is the super soul. Among seekers of progress, he is the goal. Those who exert control, he is time. Modes of material nature, he is the equilibrium. Among pious, he is the natural virtue. Things possessing qualities, he is the primary nature. So Krishna is the topmost in everything. He's trying to make us understand that anything we see good in the world, if you see somebody is doing a great high jump or playing cricket or tennis really well, it is a very small spark of Krishna's splendor because Krishna gives energy to everyone. So whenever we see great things in the world, then we need to remember that Krishna is the source of all of this, and he's the sum total of all these wonderful things. So Lord's material and spiritual energies or vibhutis. So out of all mantras, he's Omkara. Out of letters, he's the letter A, and or A. So among sacred meters, he's the Gayatri mantra. Among demigods, he's Indra. So when we see the topmost of anything, we should be remembered of Krishna. So that's what this means. In cows, he's Kamadhenu. We know there's this verse in Bhagavad Gita also where these are all described. So Krishna is just giving the quality so that we can understand that he is topmost, and wherever we see brilliance, we should think about Krishna. Moving on. So all of these great things of opulence representing Krishna. So we should see that. So none of these things of greatness can exist without Krishna. So that's something we need to understand. Everything of great wonder and satisfaction that brings awe to and reverence and respect that we see should remind us of Krishna. And because he has unlimited opulences, and all of this are his own vibhutis or energies. So now we go to the 17th chapter. Now, this is a very important chapter, and this is also explained in Bhagavad Gita about the VarnaAshrama system. And this is very, very misinterpreted because they say, "Oh, you're from India. You have caste system there. You are people um, who exploit people of the lower caste." And higher castes are always taking advantage of the lower caste. So then you can say the Varnashram system that degraded into the caste system that it is today was not how it was intended to be. And we can learn about what Krishna wanted the Varnashram system to be. What is Varna? What is Ashrama? There are two important terms we should all learn. So Varna are the four Varnas or divisions of society based on one's qualities. So there are Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. So all of these different Varnas, we cannot say every person is the same. Every person has different skills. and we can use these skills to serve the Lord. So the Brahmanas are very good at learning the different scriptures. They can by heart many verses. They can give good counsel to everyone. So the Brahmanas are considered to be the face of the Lord. And then the Kshatriyas are like the arms of the Lord, where they are warriors. They make sure they protect all the citizens, and we need people like that. If everybody becomes a Brahmana, then there may be bad people like terrorists, and they can come shoot you down. So then, for the society to exist properly, we need Kshatriyas, and they are considered to be the arms of the Lord. And the Vaishyas are businessmen, and we need money to be exchanged so that a teacher does not have to spend time farming. A teacher can just focus on what they have to teach. A car mechanic can just focus on taking care of the cars. But if everybody has to go do some farming to make food and then eat, then it'll be very inefficient because nobody will have time for anything. What if your doctor says, "Oh, sorry, I have to go harvest the grain from the field when you're sick"? That's not going to work. So we need economic activity where each person does their job, and there is money that is received and for their work. So the exchange of money happens. That's business, right? So the business people are the Vaishyas. And then we need people who do the work. Not everybody should be a manager. Should be people who are doing work. And they are the Sudras. And they're considered to be the legs of the Lord. So this is the Varna system. Now, ashrama. Ashrama, what is ashrama? Ashrama is a place of worship, actually. Say we go to a sannyasi's ashram. That is a place where Krishna consciousness is followed, and these ashramas of life are divided into four based on the phase that the devotees are on, phase of life. So as students, you are brahmacharis. As kids, students, when you're learning from a guru, you're considered to be a brahmachari. And then when you become big and when you become of marriageable age and you marry a spouse, then you're called a grahastha because you marry so that you can get good children and you raise the children. That's all the duties of a grahastha ashram. And then after you raise your kids, they become adults, then you can retire from your work because your duties are slowly getting completed, and now you can start focusing fully on the Lord because you don't have to work and also do this because all of your duties of raising your kids are done. You may have to take care of your grandkids sometimes, but the focus should be on God when you're Ravana Prasthi. And then sannyasi is when you're fully focused on the Lord. It is towards the end of your life, and there is no reason to do anything else because you have to think about Krishna at the time of death. Then only you can leave this material world. Otherwise, you'll be born again in whatever thought you had. Now, people might say, "Oh, I'll do anything crazy during my life, but at the end, I'll think about Krishna and I'll go back to him." But that's not possible because at the time of death, you will only think about things you were doing all throughout your life. So the impressions you make in your life is very, very important. So that's why we are here to discuss about Krishna and to think about Krishna and prepare ourselves for leaving. Because what is Krishna consciousness? It's the art of leaving because we live our life in such a way that we can leave well, always thinking about Krishna. So the Grahasthashramis are like the loins. So loins is the part below the ribs and above the hips. So that's the loin of the Lord. and the brahmacharis are the heart of the Lord. And then the vanaprasthis are considered to be the chest of the Lord, and sannyasis are the head of the Lord. So we can see that all these different divisions of society is required to have a good society. But this was degraded, and what started happening is what Krishna wanted is those who know the scriptures, those who are good at learning, those who can understand all the knowledge and give good advice on the best choices everybody has to make, what a government has to make. That was the duty of the Brahmanas. But then over time, because of Kali Yuga, the Brahmanas became very, very oppressive. They started saying, we are the top of the pyramid. So everybody just do what we need, and everybody else, you got to live a life of very tough. All you work, give us the money, and then all those bad things started to happen. The kings became very corrupt. Instead of protecting the citizens, they started exploiting the citizens. And then it became what is called like the bad caste system today that everybody dreads. It's something like the racism that happened. And because of that, Krishna came as Buddha and said, nobody follow the caste system, because everybody started misinterpreting what is the right way of society, and all the bad things happened. And people in the West, they say, oh, you have caste system, but people in the West are still, there are many racists who think white people are better than black people, and brown people, and all those things are happening in society. So that is somewhat the degradation of Kali Yuga. But for Krishna, all of these, like it's all, Krishna is comparing all of these varnas and ashram to his own body. So, like, does a body part say that I am more important than the other? Um, like, if the stomach says, I'm not going to work today because everybody thinks the brain is the best, then will the brain get energy? No. So everybody has to work together to make the society great. So there's dignity for every ashram and every varna, and nobody should say, I am the greatest or anything. But that the most important part is, of course, the brahmanas who are learning about the Lord so that they can impart knowledge to the ruling class, who are the kshatriyas. Kshatriyas will protect the businessmen, and the businessmen will take care of the shudras, who are the working class. Okay. So, what is the duty of the brahmachari? They always respect and take care of the guru because they're always learning from the guru. Um, and then they do madhukari. They collect foodstuffs in the evening, so that because they're spending the whole day learning, there's no time to cook or do farming and make foodstuff. So they have to collect grains from the grahasthashramis, who are focused on that, who are taking care of the family and the other ashrams. So, for a humble servant, a humble brahmachari, he always walks behind his guru. He always lies down nearby to take care of anything the guru needs. Um, he always sits near him and makes sure the guru is feeling good. He always stands with the folded hands and waits for the guru's order. There are two type of brahmacharis. There are Naishtika brahmacharis, and there are Upakurvana brahmacharis. And we can see that in ISKCON as well. Naishtika brahmacharis are brahmacharis who remain celibate throughout their life. What does celibate mean? They don't get married um, to the opposite gender to get kids, because they are focused only on spiritual service. And having kids is also spiritual service, but they are only focused on um, the other aspects of devotional service, like swadhyaya, learning and imparting and preaching. So they are called Naishtika brahmacharis. And Upakurvana brahmacharis are those who are brahmacharis, and then when the time comes, they grow old, they get married. So brahmacharis are two types, and there is nobody who say if you're brahmachari, you cannot get married. No, that's not true. Okay, moving on. Uh, so we are here. So duty of brahmachari ashram is so for all ashrams, as we have to always be follow cleanliness, wash our hands, we bathe, um, perform religious services, morning, evening, and night. We worship Krishna. So no matter which ashram, we have to follow all this. We should visit holy places. We should chant our rounds. We um, we should avoid things that we shouldn't be eating, and you should always be remembering Krishna. And when you're in brahmachari ashram, you're focused on celibacy. That means you're not running behind the opposite gender. We see in movies and all that boys are running behind girls, girls are running behind boys. So those are all time wasted in a brahmachari ashram. It is very important that we focus on our studies and our spiritual progress. So all this is already imparted by Krishna. So this is what is the ideal situation. Okay. So by following these austerities, you don't fall into these temptations, and that's very important. So what is the duty of a grahastha? So after brahmachari comes the grahastha or grahastha ashram. So everything is an ashram, right? Which have rules to be followed so that we can become Krishna conscious. So what is brahmachari who is taking care of the brahmachari once he goes to grahastha ashram, he has a family, he takes care of the family, but he should not be attached that he's only thinking about the family. He should think about Krishna as well and make sure the kids that he raise are also Krishna conscious. And those grahasthas who are very, very purified, uh, at the like they can go directly to sannyas, is what we are seeing here. Or if they want to take another step to retirement life and then sannyas, they can purify themselves in the vanaprastha ashram and then go into sannyas. So, what are qualities to look in a spouse or bride? So one who decides to marry a wife or a husband should make sure they are in the same varna. So if you are in the brahmana class, you should try to find a wife who is a brahmana. The kshatriya, you are the warrior class, do that. Vanaprastha, that, or sannyasa. And then if you are a man, you should find a woman who is younger in age, and who follows all the rules. Yeah. And then we learn about vanaprastha. So what is vanaprastha is it is a ashram before um, one goes to sannyasa, right? So one should have a peaceful mind. The food and clothing, they should try to become more and more austere. From grasthashrama, you are wearing um, very, very fancy clothes because you're taking care of your kids and family. But as you enter into retired life, you're not focusing on your clothes anymore. It should become more and more austere. You focus on cleanliness. You and there are many rules of austerities in all these ashram, and these rules are there, and one can follow this when they go into that ashram. And so same is for sannyasis. So sannyasis, it is recommended they only wear a kopan, and then they always follow ahimsa, not hurting anyone. They should drink water filtered with cloth. Um, they should not step on any creature while they're walking. They should be very careful because their focus is only Krishna consciousness and nothing else. So a businessman or a grastashrama, they don't have time to follow all these rules and regulations because they have other priorities. So when you're a sannyasi, there's a gold standard that you can follow. Okay. So even above these ashram are the Vaishnavas or Paramahamsas. So because a devotee of the Lord is considered uh, higher than the Varnashram. They call Daivi Varnashram because um, a devotee is always wanting to take care of Krishna and please Krishna and his disciples or devotees. So that is considered the topmost, and they're called Paramahamsas. Okay. Um, so there are more and more rules, and we don't have time to go through all that. So we are going to the perfection of spiritual knowledge. So Uddhava asks about bhakti and jnana. Um, Yudhishthira Maharaj got nice instruction from Bhishma Dev. And the last 5 days of Kartik month just passed was Bhishma Panchak, where Bhishma fasted for 5 days, and and during that time he got a he gave nice instruction to Yudhishthira how to be a good king. So the process of jnana is um, getting knowledge, and it has to be used for the right cause. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. You can just get knowledge, but you lose all of that when you die. But jnana that's applied is called vijnana. And then vairagya is based on the application of knowledge and your activities based on the knowledge, you attach yourself to Krishna. That is vairagya. Okay, and then Krishna talks about so jnana also is called Sankhya philosophy, where you learn about the different elements. We learned about the Panchabhutas, the Tanmatras. That's like all of you know your five senses and the different elements. So there are different ways to understand this material world, and when you have the jnana, you can differentiate between those that are temporary, material, and spiritual. Like the soul never dies, but the material aspects of the body always is temporary, and it's made of these elements. And we know the material energy of the Lord is the inferior energy, and the spiritual energy of the Lord, which the soul is the superior energy. And then Krishna describes about the different angas of bhakti. We know Prahlad Maharaj already taught us about Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So we already know that here Krishna is trying to explain to us that uh, he says firm faith in narration of Krishna's pastime, constantly chanting of Krishna's glories. These are all different ways to practice bhakti. So attachment for Krishna's worship, praising Krishna with verses, giving respect for devotional service, offering obeisances with the entire body. We do Dandavat pranams when we see Krishna, performing extensive worship of Krishna's devotees, like the great acharyas, when the great Vaishnavas, when we see them, we want to serve them. That's all part of devotional service. So always having the consciousness. What is consciousness? Consciousness is only three things: thinking, feeling, and willing. So if we do our thoughts about Krishna, if we are feeling good about doing service to Krishna, so we are feeling happy. So, and then willing, all our desires are that we want to do something to please Krishna. So all these three, if it's focused on Krishna, that's called Krishna consciousness. Then offering of bodily activities to Krishna's service, use of words to describe Krishna's qualities, offering the mind to Krishna, rejecting all material desires, giving up wealth for Krishna, renouncing material senses gratification and happiness, performing acts of charity, offering homa and chanting japa. So Krishna says these are the ways to practice bhakti. And then Uddhava asked more questions to give more definitions about bhakti and what to do, what not to do. And then that's what Krishna says. He talks about yama and niyama. What is yama? Yama is the things that we need to do, and niyama are the ones. Niyama, do's and don'ts. It's what that means. So there are all these nice qualities that Krishna talks about. He gives nice definition. What is charity? So charity is supreme charity is to give up aggression towards others. So Krishna is giving us what is the definition. So every person is thinking, oh, I'm the greatest. So giving up that and looking at everybody as a jiva and bringing them close to Krishna is the best charity. So he gives nice definitions of all these good qualities. Um, he described who is a wise man, who is a wise man is a person who is free from bondage. Now we talk about the four regulative principles as something, oh, we have to follow, but it's actually four principles of freedom, because once we don't take meat, we are free from the lust to have meat and just for our senses, and we are not going behind that all the time, because if you have other friends, they're always thinking, oh, where can I go have taste some good meat? They're always thinking like that, and because of that they're bound, and they are losing their time, and they're wasting their very, very precious birth to pursue something that is not good. But those who give up meat eating and then only eat prasadam, they're not bound by always thinking about what is best, what makes their tongue feel good. So that's why they this is freedom. So Krishna concludes his teachings about these definitions, and then the last chapter is describing karma, jnana, and bhakti. We already touched on this at jnana, karma, but very important point here that Krishna says is karmis are very attached. They're always thinking about how can I make more money. They're always thinking, oh, where should I invest? If I put buy Tesla stock, it might rise tomorrow. They're all their thought is about making more and more money, and that's called attachment. And so karmis are very attached. And then the jnanis, they learn about the soul, they learn knowledge, and they become detached. So there are two extremes. Karmis are too attached, and jnanis are too detached because they want to merge with the Lord. But bhakti yogis are neither too attached or not too detached, because they use Yukta Vairagya. They use everything that they have in the service of the Lord. So they're neither detached nor detached, neither attached nor detached. So that's why this is the best process. Prabhupada or the Hare Krishna movement doesn't say stop learning, stop doing your job, and just go to the temple and chant. No, we're not saying that. You have to do your job to please Krishna and Vaishnavas, um, and uh, and chant your rounds, because all that's only taking a small amount of time every day to do that. And the rest of the time you can do your duty. So you're not going to the forest and just focusing on austerity and detachment. No, you are you're attaching yourself to Krishna and doing everything that a regular person do, but for Krishna. So it is very easy for devotees, because bhakti is the best process, and chanting the holy names of the Lord is the best process in Kali Yuga. Okay, and Krishna says the like we are like in a boat, and then our guru is the captain of the boat, and the wind which is coming are what we learn from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is like the wind on the boat. So this boat can take us away from this material world to the spiritual world. So with that, we'll conclude the class for today, and we can all get pure devotional service by following Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. And how do we know if we have pure devotional service? We become very humble. All the knots of ahankar, that I am the greatest, the world revolves around me, the I, me, aham, mameti consciousness, all that goes away, and ahankar is pierced, and all doubts that we have, does God exist? Is karma real? Is Krishna the topmost? All these doubts are cut away when we have pure devotional service, and all the karma that we have accrued over all our previous lifetime, they are all terminated because we are fully surrendered to Krishna. So these are all the good things that will happen when we perfect our bhakti. So, all right, so that makes us ready for our Kahoot for today. And if you are ready with your phones, let's get started. And the pin is 9648879. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. All three of you have joined, so let's get started. Um, we can go through these questions quick. There are 23 questions, but it'll go fast. Okay, first question. The Varna Ashram system is a way of organizing people into social groups, government bodies, food and resources, the rich Indian land. Yes, it's social groups. Today in America, it is rich man, poor man, white man, black man, brown man. These are the systems today. But actually, it should be these Varnashram. Okay. The Varna caste system or caste system is a dietary law, a social classification of people, the sum of all one does in this life Five
Prabhuji,
systems.
my mother is Bhaktinjo.
Hari Bol, very nice. It's a social classification of people. Very good. That's what is really the caste system. Okay, the Varnashrama caste system only applies to Hindus in India. True or false? False. Very good. It is for everyone. So based on how good their Krishna consciousness is, if they're like brahmacharis in the temple, they're called brahmacharis. All of us are grahasthashramis because we are in a family life. So even American people have families. They are in grahastha, and we have nice devotees who are black, brown, white. So there's no differentiation. But people say caste system is an Indian thing because they don't know what it is. Okay, what is the division of the society based on a person's qualities in life? Varna, Brahmacharya, Brahmana, Ashrama. Yes, it's actually Varna because Varna means breaking the society into Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. So these are based on the qualities. If a person is a warrior or a chivalrous, then he can become a Kshatriya. If he is more focused on the spiritual knowledge, he can become a Brahmana. So based on a person's quality, Guna karma vibhagacha, Krishna says, Chaturvarne maya system guna karma vibhagacha. So it's if it's based on one person's guna or skill or qualities, then it is varna. Okay, Jyoti Mataji, stop now. The varna a person belongs to determined by the parents' varna, true or false? Yes, very good. It is false. So even if a parent is in another varna, if you are able to practice in another varna, you can become that varna because it's based on your own skills and qualities. Okay, sixth question. What is the division of society based on a person's phase of life? Ashrama, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Brahmachari. So you're dividing the society based on the phase in life. Are you a student? Are you a renunciate? Or are you having a family man? Then it's called ashrama. So together, the varna and ashrama called varnashrama system. Okay. Which varna is considered to be the top of the varna system? Kshatriyas, Brahmanas, Vaishyas, Sudras. Yes. All systems are required, but the topmost is the Brahmanas if they are good devotees of the Lord. And Krishna likes cows and Brahmanas the most. Okay, the warriors, the second highest of the Varna system are called Kshatriyas, Brahman, Sudra, Vaishya. Yes. Okay. In the third position from the top of the Varna system are Sudras, Vaishyas, Kshatriyas, Dalits. Yes, it's the Vaishyas. Which group of people were the fourth from the top of the Varna caste system? Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmin, Kshatriya. Yes, Sudra. Very good. That justifies the caste varna system, hardships, activities, law, birth. So it's actually the activities of a person that determines the varna. Okay. What did the varna system provide? Order, confusion, equality, exploitation. So actually, order and good organization and hierarchy is what is provided by the Varnashram system. Okay. Which has been one effect of traditional Varna caste system? Social mobility, equality, distinct roles, wealth distribution. Yes, distinct roles. Which ancient Indian religion rejected the Varna caste system? Hinduism, Buddhism, legalism, Confucianism. Yes, Buddhism. And it was required at that time. What is true about caste Varna system in its ideal implementation? People are in a caste because of how they live their current life. Born into a high caste can fall into lower caste. Born into a low caste can improve to a higher caste. All of the above. Yes, all of the above is the right answer here. Okay, who wanted the society to be divided into Varnashrama system dominated by Brahmanas? Islam, Krishna, Buddhism, Confucianism. Yes, Krishna. Krishna wanted the persons who knows most about him to lead society. Yes. Varnashrama degraded into an exploitative system in Kali Yuga due to which belief? Class structure determined by birth and previous karma. All people act the same way. Class structure determined by one's quality and activities. Yeah, so this what degraded. So thinking that one who is born into a caste is what degraded and exploited people. And that's why Buddha had to come. Okay. Which varnashrama is considered to be the arms of the Lord? Brahmin, Kshatriya, Sudra, Dalits. Yes, the Kshatriyas. All of you got it right. Amazing. Okay, what kind of brahmacharis never get married? Naishtika, Upakurvana, Vanaprasthi, Sannyasi. What kind of brahmachari never gets married? Yes, it's Naishtika brahmachari. So sannyasi, vanaprasthi are other groups of another ashram altogether, not brahmachari ashram. And there are only two types of brahmachari ashram, Naishtika and Upakurvana. Okay, 20th question. Highest goal of human life is knowledge, jnana, austerity, tapa, action, karma, devotion, bhakti. Yes, devotion is the topmost. What is Vidya, Vijnana, and Vairagya? Knowledge, application of knowledge, attachment to God, application of knowledge, attachment to God, knowledge. These are good three terms to learn. Vidya, Vijnana, and Vairagya. Very good. Most of you got it right. Okay. What is qualification for bhakti? Extreme detachment, extreme attachment, neither too attached or detached, all of the above. So Krishna revealed to Uddhava in the last chapter we learned that extreme detachment is for Gyanis, extreme attachment is for Karmis, and Bhaktas are neither too attached nor too detached. Very good. All of you got it right. Last question for today. What is the result of pure devotional service or bhakti? Knots of ego, ahankara spears, doubts are cut to pieces, karma destroyed when Krishna is known as supreme, or all of the above. Yes, all of the above is the right answer. Let's see who's on the podium. Third place goes to Sri Hariji Narayan. Second place goes to Ayana Krishna devotee, and first place goes to Bhaktin Jyoti Mataji. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Mataji, for playing and encouraging all of us. Hari Bol. And Shreyaji is next. Okay. Vancha kalpatarupascha kripa sindhupya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.